Hi, again, this is Nikki, and I've just finished exercising, but I have seriously maybe 8 minutes before my kid shows up, and I have things to get ready and cleaning to do. So, because I'm so excited about this and I'm trying to work with it and everything else, I figured I would give you guys one more example about how I'm doing this. I started exercise at approximately 11:15 to 11:20, somewhere in there. I started at a blood sugar of a 148. I watched my calibration factor. When I first started, my calibration factor was a 7.0 because I knew I was rising. I did another video. I had minimum delivery and coffee, so between those two, I knew I was still rising. So I knew a 148 was okay to start at. Typically, I wouldn't start at a 148. I would bump my sugar up to a 248 or whatever so I could get through it. So already that's an improvement. I did stop 2 times during my exercise and tested. I often run. I often play basketball. And I often dance. Those are my main 3 things that I do for exercise. Today I was dancing. It's more convenient to stop while dancing than running. But if it means I go through my exercise without crashing or going to 300, then it might be worth it. I'll have to reconsider that on my next time out. But anyway, at about 15 minutes later, I checked again. My blood sugar was a 141. My calibration factor was a 6.0, which meant I was slowing down, but not crashing. And my SG was a 121. Right there, a lot of times I would have treated right there if I didn't know, because I would still think I would assume I was at danger of crashing. I'm exercising. But now, because I knew that my calibration factor was slowly falling back, I wasn't worried about a crash yet. At 11:56, my BG was down to a 109, and my calibration factor dropped to a 4.6. My SG, interestingly, it went from a 121 to a 125, so it actually rised a little bit, while my BG fell and my calibration factor also fell. Now, a 4.6 and a 109 when I was still going to dance another 10 or 15 minutes, that one I have to keep an eye on. And I am not willing to drop dead to try this, so I did 2 sugar tabs and said I would test in 10 minutes. At which point I kind of wrapped it up. I think my husband called and I was done anyway, but I could have kept going. And at 10 minutes later, my SG was a 107, my BG was a 104, my calibration factor was a 4.97. So here I am right now, and 4.97 is rebounding, right? So it's stabilizing, and now we will see. The time is, I could have had this out. Sorry, the time is, this is a waste of time. Okay, here we go. The time is now 12:18, so this is about 10 minutes after that. My SG says a 99, and I'm checking my graph screen like I have never checked it before, and I'll tell you why. Because I'm hoping to be able to use this in the future as information about whether or not I need to check. Those microboluses mean my blood sugar is either, I'm not quite sure yet, but either it means that it's above a 5.5, it's rising, or it means it just hasn't stabilized yet. And those no microboluses probably means either I'm below, either I'm dropping, or I haven't stabilized yet, coming back up. I'm not entirely sure yet, but I know that until I see another one of those microboluses, it's possible I haven't gone back above a 5.5. I'm not sure if that's how they're doing it or not. Okay, my ISIG is, my blood sugar is a 98, and what I tell you, the closer you turn to stable, the more your SG and BG come together. So my SG is a 99, my BG is a 98, my ISIG is a 20.35. which means that my calibration factor is a 98 divided by 20.35, a 4.81. So, okay, so my sugar is still slowly, it still hasn't stabilized, but it's moving slowly, I think. And then, here's the other thing I do have to say, that remember, these calibration factors are based on my meter stick. So I have 15 seconds that I can waste just seeing whether or not I get the same. Blood has dried up already. Okay, so the second BG, and I'll mark this down too so I can remember later, is a 96. Okay, so I'd actually think it would have been a slightly lower calibration factor. Yeah, 4.71. So I've had 2 sugar tabs and 45 minutes of exercise and never went above a 148. Maybe I need another sugar tab. What I didn't need was 8 sugar tabs, or or I don't need to go eat carbs right now because I'm crashing. I mean, I think about all the things I've done in the past because I thought I knew what was going on, and now I'm like, yeah, maybe I'm dropping a little bit. Maybe it's time just to eat some lunch and cover it with my insulin. Thanks for watching. I'll go take a shower. Bye.